Hi friends, I hope you are doing well. Hope you've had a lovely crafty month throughout May. I certainly have, although I haven't got any crochet finished objects today to share with you. Partly because I was doing so many other things, but also I was working on a design for a crochet thing, and then I kind of got sick and I was making something with really long rows, and I made a mistake and I had to undo 2 whole rows, and then I was just like, no. That's enough. It's going in the corner. I'll come back to that later, maybe. So, but I have had a good crafty month though, so I hope you have too. The most exciting thing was I went down to Canberra for a day for Canberra Wool Festival. And down there I met up with Deanne of Addy Day Designs, and she designed the blur shawl as well as some other designs. And she also does podcasts, and I also met up with Claire of Bob Wilson 123, and she does crochet tutorials on YouTube, and also Natalie of Talia Louise Crochet, and she also does podcast type videos on YouTube. And so that was a whole lot of fun. I drove down there and by myself, which is about a 2.5 hour drive, so that was pretty exciting, pretty big. Drove there and back in one day. It was such a good day, and yeah, I really need to get more in the habit of filming more often on things like this, because I kind of missed an opportunity. There was this really great moment where I was just like wandering along looking for everyone, because I was a bit late, because yeah, I'd left with enough time to kind of just drive straight there, but I had to stop a couple of times and get petrol and such. Yeah, I was walking along through the big center, or whatever you call it, the big building, and then suddenly I could see everyone waving at me. I think they must have spotted me from my purple hair, and then they're all waving at me from a distance, which was great. But it's a shame I didn't catch that on video, because that would have been fun to share with you guys. Okay, just got to Canberra. I'm still sick. My cold is kind of like transferred into my chest, but anyway, that's fun. My car says it's like 8 degrees Celsius, and my phone says it's like 7 degrees Celsius. I'll, you know, look that up for all you Americans, what it is in Fahrenheit, because I have no idea how Fahrenheit works. But yeah, let's go look at some wool. So, of course, there's lots of stash enhancements I have to share with you. I was able to spend some birthday money that I got from a few people, including my mother-in-law and my sister. And yes, I have lots of yarny goodies. I also have some birthday presents to talk to you about, and some other things. And yeah, May is just a very exciting month. So yeah, first up, I suppose, yeah, go through what I bought at the Canberra Wool Festival. This is my bag from the day, which actually Natalie from Talia Louise Crochet gave to me, with some little goodies in there. So yeah, this is what a little necklace she made for me, which is really cute. It's a nice little modern crochet purple necklace, which is lovely. Of course, matches everything else I'm about at the moment. So that's nice. There's also a couple of stitch markers which I've put away somewhere. So the first shop that I bought anything at was 3 Mums Yarn, and I actually ended up spending quite a bit of money with 3 Mums Yarn. But first, so Claire owed me a prize for her competition that she did on Instagram, which was If I Was Yarn, and I shared this little skein. And I said I wanted to do my hair like it, but that was a bit too tricky. Yeah, she had this little skein as if I was yarn, that's what I'd look like. And so yeah, she picked me as the winner, and she bought me this gorgeous fairy floss skein from 3 Mums Yarn, and it's got a sparkle in it, gorgeous gold sparkle, and yeah, lots of little lovely pastel-y colours. And because there's no point just having one skein, I got the matching one. So yeah, one was from Claire and I bought the other one myself, and they are gorgeous. I think what I want to do with these, the current plan anyway, is to make another one of Deanne's shawl designs. The 3 Springs shawl, which is a really long crescent shaped shawl with a wavy edge in a feather and fan type pattern. So yes, that would be nice. I think that would look good. So this, yeah, from 3 Mums Yarn, and it's called The colour is called Fairy Floss, and it's called All the Sparkles Sock. It's 100 grams, 400 meters, 75% merino, superwash, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. And the stellina is obviously the gold. All sparkles. Look at them. Oh yeah, we can see it there. That's so pretty. I just love the pastels with the sparkles. Yeah. So yeah. I think most of our group bought something at 3 Mums Yarn. That is what it's called, isn't it? Because, you know, they have such gorgeous colours. And there was a couple of skeins that I spotted early on which had some gorgeous purple and pink and blues in it. And I couldn't quite bring myself to buy it. I didn't really have anything specific in mind I wanted to buy it for. I did have a few projects I wanted to buy stuff for specifically. I wanted to get some yarn for a blurred line sweater, get some yarn for a knitted jumper, and I wanted to get a pack of mini skeins because I love mini skeins. And so if you don't know, the blurred line sweater is also by Deanne, and it's kind of like, it kind of has a blur similar to this. She uses a similar kind of technique to change colours and create that kind of gradient effect as her blur shawl. And so the top part is one colour, and then the middle section is a second colour, and then there's kind of a bit at the bottom where you can do the first colour again, or you can change to a third colour. And yeah, it's kind of a gradient in that way. So yeah, I was looking for some perfect colours to kind of do a gradient like that. I didn't want them to be too high contrast. And so I spent a fair bit of time that day thinking about what yarn I could use for that. And then, yeah, we did a lot of wandering around. I didn't buy anything for quite a while after that. I kind of had a lot of looking around and thinking about what I wanted to buy, which was lovely. I got to hang out with a friend from school as well, and it was good fun because she has bright pink hair and I have, well, I suppose now it's kind of blue and purple. I've decided to call it turquoise. It's like purple and turquoise. So yeah, we're both working around with our brightly coloured hair, which was good fun. And then the next yarn I did buy is for a jumper I want to knit. It's from Pom Pom Mag, which I have made something from before. The riverette top was from Pom Pom Mag. This one, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put it somewhere. You'll be able to see it. Anyway, so I really wanted to make a mustard sweater jumper. I don't know why I'm calling them sweaters. Americans influence. This one's not quite mustard, but I really like this colour. It's kind of a warm colour. This one is called, the colour is called Persimmon, and it's an 8-ply, and that's 100 grams. I've got 4 of these, and they're only $23 for 100 grams. And so I decided that was pretty good. And I really like the colour. And the good thing about these sorts of shows is that all the yarn is like at least dyed in Australia, mostly made in Australia. Some of it's also the farms are from New Zealand or stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And I'm really keen on supporting Australian small businesses. So this one, the yarn is from Victoria. Tandy. And so you can see them on Instagram. They also have, yeah, a website, tandy.com. Yeah, so it's really lovely 8-ply yarn that hopefully I will be able to knit a sweater with. We also saw heaps of, like, not yarn because it's a wool festival, they had heaps of like, so it's not spun wool, but like other sorts of wool. They had some, what do you call it? I don't know, like it's the kind of wool you'd use for spinning, and I'm not sure the word for it. But not just sheep wool, they also had like, I think that some of them had like buffalo? Yak is what I'm thinking of. There was some that had yak fibres, and someone had made stuff out of like rose fibres, like as in they'd taken the fibres from the stem, it must have been. And there was like mint as well, like the plant mint, where they'd yeah, somehow used the plants to just make fibers. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. My friend I was with was very excited about using natural dyes, and I was kind of surprised that there weren't more people selling yarn that was naturally dyed, because I've seen that seems to be a big thing online in YouTube and Instagram at the moment. Catherine from Crochet Treats actually recently did a really interesting video with her natural dyes, and then she treated them, I think, with an iron mordant, and I'm not sure what the second mordant was for some of them, but yeah, her effects were really interesting. I'll link that up there. I think that's where it is. I could be wrong. We'll see how we go. But yeah, check out that video for natural dyes after you watch this one. But yeah, so we did find, actually back at the Tandy shop, they did have some yarn that was naturally dyed with eucalyptus leaves, which was really interesting. And so then afterwards my friend and I did some research about different colours you could get from using different species of eucalyptus, whether you use the leaves or the bark, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, she bought some yarn to dye with natural dyes, which is cool. I've seen a lot with avocado stones and skins online, and we didn't see any of that there, but that's alright. It's cool. We did see like big pieces of like silk fabric sold as scarves and wraps and stuff that had been dyed with leaves and things, and you can actually like see the shape of the leaf dyed into the fabric, which that was really cool. Anyway, I'll move on. I did get a set of mini skeins I was very excited about. These ones, there's some gorgeous colours, and they are from Fibre Webs. Now the thing with mini skeins, even though it's a smaller skein, obviously, than like this, it takes the same amount of effort to skein it up and all that. So obviously you're going to be paying more per gram of yarn because of the time that goes into making the smaller skeins. It just makes sense. So I found in Australia it's pretty standard to pay $30 for 100 grams of hand-dyed yarn. Sometimes it's more. This one was 27. No, maybe this one was 30. I've got a different one that was 27. So yeah, $30 for 100 grams of hand-dyed yarn is pretty standard. These ones, I was very excited, are 5 mini skeins, 20 grams each, so 100 grams all up. That was $30 for the 5 mini skeins, which is exciting. Because you kind of, you know, you recognise obviously a lot more effort has gone into making these skeins than this one skein. But obviously dyed differently, different dye lots, different producers, it changes the price as well. But yeah, I love these colours. As you can probably tell, I just buy the same colours of yarn all the time. Eventually, we went back to 3 Mums yarn, and the same skein that had caught my eye early in the morning, yeah, well, I think we walked past 3 Mums yarn about 3 times, and I was just in love with this skein, and I didn't know what to do with it. And yeah, I suppose I ended up having a conversation with my friend, and we ended up buying 6 of them.
Both of these take one skein.
Oh, the speckles.
No, that's gorgeous. I'll grab some more.
Yeah, see, oh.
I've got space now in my bag.
I still really love this one. and then that one.
Every time
but,
we've come past
I know, every time I'm like, look at it. Matches my hair.
Yeah.
Well,
People say that to me and I'm like, oh, but it'll be different next week.
yeah. Yes. Oh, look at that one.
I need to go grab some money.
It's so pretty. Is that the same? Am I just crazy? I think it's the same.
This is the same as that one.
Oh, I could buy a whole bunch of those.
We do have, yeah.
No, I'm not gonna. Oh gosh.
What are you going to make with them?
Well, oh, it's so pretty, and people aren't buying it. I kind of.
And that's the only time that will ever be dyed because we dyed it in conjunction with another dye.
Okay.
So she did half of it. Thank you very much.
I do kind of want to get like a Swanner's quantity to crochet a jumper, but.
Well, that's probably the only colourway that we have sweaters quantity.
How much are they? 30? Was it 30?
27.
27?
For these ones.
Such a
need?
commitment.
6?
6.
It would look beautiful.
I know, hey. Oh man. I really I like how it's got the white and the other colours. Let's do the math.
Earlier in the day, I'd kind of estimated that 6 skeins of yarn at $30 each was going to be $120. I wasn't particularly well that day, and so maths was not my strong point. If you haven't already figured it out, 6 skeins of yarn at $30 each is more like $180, which is a very expensive jumper. Thankfully, I ended up getting mine at $27 each. So it was only $162 for, you know, enough jumper to buy, to make enough yarn to make a jumper. So, this is the yarn. I've already caked it up, of course, because this is for my blurred lines. It's really interesting. As you can see, you can kind of, some of them kind of have like a gradient where there's more pink, more of the darker pink towards one end of the skein than the other. But I kind of like it. I'm gonna figure out if I can get, this one kind of has a nice pale on the inside. I'm gonna figure out if I can get all the hems to be kind of more pastel, just because, well, the neck is. I'll show you in a sec. So there's another one. They're a bit messy. Turns out I was using my winder wrong. Yeah, my husband looked at what I was doing. He was like, no, it only winds one way. You can't just, you know, to wind it whichever way. And then, you know, obviously I would stick with the same way for the whole ball. But no, it's designed so you only wind it in one direction for every skein. So that's how these little fluffy bits happen. But hopefully, in the future, I think I'll be better at it. This one is obviously taken on a funny shape. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, look at, I really love the bits with the light purple. So gorgeous. And yeah, it's interesting, that kind of gradient sort of effect. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm actually making. So I suppose this is moving, you know what, I don't have proper segments today. It's just all over the place. So I'm alternating skeins because obviously there's some variation in them. And so these are the 2 skeins I'm working with at the moment. They're clearly a mess because I'm working with them from the center and that just happens. So this is the Blurred Lines by Deanne. So the idea, you can't really tell in the black and white very well, but she's used one color from there and then blurred, and then both on the sleeves and on the body she's used a different color in this section, and then done another fade or blur from there into this bit. And this is one of my favorite parts. They really sold it for me. There's thumb holes in the cuffs. Anyway, and it just looks like a really well-fitting and well-designed garment. So, and it's a really detailed pattern as well. Obviously I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but it's really good. There's my little scrappy bits, which this one's nearly done. This one's got a bit more to go. And I'll show you what it looks like. I've already divided for the sleeves. I tried it on once I did that, which seems to fit. It was a little bit awkward because, you know, obviously you've got only a tiny piece of yarn underneath your arm and like not an actual sleeve, but I think it's working well. Okay, there we go. And this, like the blur, is using half double crochet, and I think it's really gorgeous. So as you can see, like I was saying, the top of it, especially in the back, the first bit is so it's more pastel, less of the dark pink, which is interesting. And then yeah, about the same time as I introduced my second skein, the first skein also kind of got some dark pink in it. Yeah, so that's it. There's my sleeves, well, the start of my sleeves. Just doing, you know, section here, and then I'm going to do some, she's got some decreases and some increases happening to kind of get some shaping going, and it's all very exciting. I'm really enjoying this. Can't wait to be able to wear it. And yeah, that's the back. So Deanne is currently running a crochet along for the blurred line sweater. It does finish on the 16th, so I probably won't be able to finish in time, which I was very aware of when I started. I thought I wanted to do it, make this when she started the crochet along, but of course I had to find perfect yarn, and so I was not too concerned about getting this done in time. Today I think is the 11th. I don't seem to have my phone on me, so I'm not certain. I think today's the 11th, it's Monday. It's a public holiday in Australia, which is always fun. Good day for crochet, and also doing loads of washing, which I'm currently have a load of washing in the dryer and a load of washing in the machine. Yes. Anyway, I think it's the 11th. So Deanne's crochet along finishes on the 16th. I don't think I'm going to get this done by the end of the week, which is fine, but I think I will be able to submit it to a couple of other crochet alongs that are being run by other people on YouTube. So first, Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet is running a Love Yourself Cal, and the only rule of that is that whatever you make to enter into that crochet along, it has to be for yourself. And so that finishes on the 30th of June, and you can enter over in her group on Ravelry. Now this, I think, definitely qualifies because I'm making for myself, and I bought it with birthday money from my mother-in-law, and it was very expensive yarn. Well, a lot of regularly expensive yarn, and I love it. I'm also going, well, that's if I finish by the 30th of June, which, you know, I should be up to. Also, so Catherine from Crafternoon Treats is also doing a crochet along, and it's a jumper along, and so the idea is you make a crochet jumper. You can use whatever pattern you like. You just have to, crochet a jumper and submit your finished items by the 30th of August. And also, she has a group on Ravelry where you can put your finished items in the finished objects thread. Kind of like my blur along, but you can use whatever pattern you want. So get onto those if you want to do a project for yourself or a crochet jumper. And I recommend checking out their YouTube videos as well. So that's Catherine from Crafternoon Treats and Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet. Yes, I'm going to jump back to like stash enhancements. Like I said, it's just going to be all over the place today. I also, after I got home, I ordered some more stuff from 3 Mums Yarn. I forgot to show you. This is the tags from this one. So this colour that I'm using for blurred lines is called Solidarity, and it actually, I'm really happy with this, is a collab between 3 Mums Yarn and Kylie from Fibre Lily, and the idea is kind of supporting women in small business, and I reckon that's really cool, which is, I love it, especially Australian women in small business. So that's why it's called Solidarity. It's great. So you can check out 3 Mums Yarn on Instagram, and they have some more information on that particular colorway, and also they have plenty of other gorgeous yarns as well. And so after I found them on Instagram, I was having a look through their page, and I found some more things which I ordered online because, of course, these are some knitting stitch markers. So knitting stitch markers are quite different to crochet stitch markers. A crochet stitch marker kind of has to be lockable, or not lockable, but like it has to have an open part, and then this one, has an open part and it is lockable. They're not all lockable. It just has to have an open part, so you can put it in the stitch and then remove it. These can also be used to hold onto the stitch when you take your hook out so you don't unravel your whole project. Knitting stitch markers are a bit different. You just put them on your needle and they'll sit between 2 stitches, and then as you're knitting, they'll just always stay on your needle, but between kind of the same 2 stitches, but they'll move up kind of the rows as you progress, if that makes sense. So, as you might be able to tell, they're little gold hexagons. I love hexagons, and it's like most of the jewelry I wear is gold. I mean, I have like a silver elephant, but pretty much everything else. So of course I ordered some gold hexagon knitting stitch markers in 2 different sizes because they're gorgeous. So those are from 3 Mums Yarn as well. And just while I'm showing you random stuff I've ordered online in the last month, this is from this one, the Clever Clove, which I found on Instagram. As you can see, it says Yarn Lovers Club Lifetime Member, which is excellent. On the back it says, "Psst, when you have a minute between rows, don't forget to tag me in a photo of your pin on Instagram." Great. So of course, while I was ordering that, I ordered a couple more. I got this gorgeous little teapot, which I love. And pretty. I haven't got a chance to wear this yet. And these two little squirrels, which you can put like on your collars. So you just have little squirrels on your collar. So yes, that's enough of random stuff I've bought for the moment. But I did win a competition on Instagram, so I've got even more weird stuff that you guys might be interested in. These are from, where's it on the back? Rainbow pom-poms, and I won these little cards, and it's for knitting socks, which I kind of want to get more into. And there's all these cards, and yeah, on the front and on the back, it's got different information you can fill out about each pair of socks you've knitted, and then for that pair of socks, you can attach a little yarn sample as well. And yeah, there's a little ring. You can keep all your cards together, so you have a record of all of the socks you've knitted. I assume you might be able to use them. I assume you might be able to also use them for crocheted socks, but I'm not sure. So it says, kicking second sock syndrome's butt. So pretty much you note down everything you do when you do the first sock, and then when you come and do the second sock, you have all your notes in one place, which is cool. So you know exactly what you're doing, hopefully. I also got a knit crate in May. Got another one coming for June, which I'm excited to show you guys, but this is the May one. As I've said before, if you want to sign up for Knit Crate, you can get 20% off using my code EarlGrey20 and the link, which I'll put down below. They have 4 different boxes. One of them has a crochet pattern, which is the membership box. If you can only crochet, pick that one. If you can knit, you can pick any of them, and a lot of their boxes look like they have great yarns and great patterns this month. They have 2 sock ones and 2 non-sock boxes. Anyway, so I'll show you what I've got this month. It is in this little pouch I sewed a few months ago. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, so I opened this on a live stream last month, in case you missed it. It wasn't a particularly long or fancy live stream because, as I said, I wasn't feeling well for a little while. There's just yarn everywhere. I love this yarn. It's maybe a little bit fluffier than I would normally go for, but I really like the white with the purple and I suppose the teal in this case, kind of blue-green colour. It's just, it's my colour scheme at the moment. And so what it is this pattern for some knitted socks. The pattern is called Berry Twist, which is based off the colourway. The yarn in the picture is a bit different than the colourway, but I think I like it better with all the white. Anyway, you can't get this particular yarn, and I'm not sure about the pattern anymore because it's sold out, and it was the May box, and now they're up to the June box. But this is my sock. I've kind of not made much progress for a while because I've been focused on the blurred lines, but if you look closely, I've been knitting cables, which is very exciting. I'm so glad they're working out. So that's fun. And yeah, I found a tutorial for a stretchy cast on, so I feel like that's worked pretty well. Just hope it fits, because I wasn't sure. There's sizing information about measuring your feet, and if your foot is, let me just find it and I'll be able to actually tell you. Actually, I'm not sure I printed out that page. Oh, there it is, foot circumference. So if it's 7 inches or 18 centimeters, you do the smaller size, and if it's 9 inches or 23 centimeters, you do the larger size. Now, I don't think I have particularly large feet, but depending on where I measured my foot, I was getting 9 inches sometimes. But I decided to do the smaller size because I don't have big feet. I'm convinced I don't have big feet, so let's hope this works. Yep. I mean, it seems big enough. Yeah. Anyway, so I've got these little stitch markers because you're meant to do this on DPNs, And so these little stitch markers, 1, 2, and 3, and there's also a number 4, are from Chantel at Fiberific. And yeah, this is exactly what she uses them for in her rainbow sock stripe video tutorial. Just to keep track of where you are in the pattern, which VPN you would be up to normally if you were using double pointed needles, but instead I'm using a 9-inch circular, which Deanne gifted to me. And these little stitch markers were gifted to me from Claire, so this is just, yeah, a lovely little project that reminds me of a lot of people that I've met through Instagram and YouTube recently, which is lovely. I'll pop that back in my little elephant pouch. I really love this pouch. It's a little bit of a squeeze getting the yarn in at the moment though, but that's alright. So that's a work in progress. I have just like, I don't know, all of the knitted work in progress. I've started another Hufflepuff scarf. I can't remember if I've showed you that last time. So it's the same as my first Hufflepuff scarf, but this one will be for my husband. I'm using I think I did talk about this last time. I'm using a jogless stripe method, and there's yarn tangled everywhere, so that so this little stitch marker I'm using to mark the beginning of my round, and yeah, well, it's a bit harder to see where I've started and ended each colour, and I'm like doing it a bit different. I'm weaving in the ends as I go, rather than like just joining yarn from there to there. So I am cutting the yarn. Yeah, that's following Chantel's jogless stripe tutorial. I definitely talked about this last month. Clearly I've not made a whole heap of progress on this, but that's fine. It's just kind of a side project, and hopefully I'll have it done for my husband for when the next Fantastic Beasts movie comes out, which I think is like December or November possibly. Obviously it's a great time in Australia for wearing a scarf, but you know, we'll see. And that's on my Chagu needles, which I've been loving. And this morning I decided to start another knitted project, mostly because it was my friend's birthday the other day, and we are going to go and visit her tonight, and I decided to make her a gift. It's not working out quite as I would have hoped. I'm not sure, it's just, yeah, took me a few goes to get it right. But I'm using Line Brand Hometown USA yarn, which I had some of in my stash. When I bought my Chagu needles, I bought some specifically for this type of yarn. This is also a Line Brand yarn, and I bought needles specifically sized for this yarn as well as a few other sizes for projects and stuff, because I knew I wanted to like knit accessories and hats and stuff from that yarn, because it's a nice kind of squishy yarn. It's acrylic, but I don't mind that, it's fine. Nothing wrong with acrylic. You don't need to buy expensive yarn for every single project, and I think this is nice. Like, it's not cheap yarn, it's nice. And so what I've done, I cast on, was it 50 stitches? Maybe it was 48 in the end. And I did a few rows, alternating knit and purl in the round, and then now I'm doing, it's a bit hard to tell, but now I'm doing a seed stitch, because my friend, she is a knitter as well, so she could make this herself, but you know, which sometimes is a bit funny to give someone a gift they could make themselves, but also, yeah, I think she'll like it. I was at a, oh yeah, that's my funny bit. I don't know what happened there. Somehow, the beginning and end of my rounds, I just ended up putting knit stitches on top of each other instead of doing pearls. But anyway, we're gonna ignore that. So, yes, this is what I'll be doing for most of the rest of today. Trying to get this finished, and then I'll go visit her tonight. I actually saw her this morning because she's my piano teacher as well, and she's been giving me piano lessons for the last couple of weeks. I did learn piano a little as a kid, but I've been surprised at how quickly I've picked it up again. Mostly the reading and the music stuff, because I thought I was really bad at that, but actually I'm not that terrible. Anyway, I'm really enjoying knitting. I know the other month I promised myself to just have one knitting project at a time. Currently I have 3, I think. Did I just show you 3? I did, didn't I? All on circulars, because I love the Chiagu needles. Anyway, that'll get me into some finished objects. And so, to start with, finished object is my April knit crate, which I really like. Honestly, not sure if I'll wear it anywhere because red's not really my colour. But yeah, it was a great learning experience. Once again, some more seed stitch, which is lovely, and garter stitch, and yeah. So also for my birthday, my husband ordered me a case to put some of my Chiagu needles in, and a few extra bits and pieces to go in there. I've got a few sets of needles. There's this one and this one I recently bought for the jumper I want to knit. So the Cloud Chiagu has 5-inch needles and 4-inch ones. So these ones are 5-inch and they're 2.25 millimeters. And I think at that size they don't come in 4-inch. But these ones, as you can see, what, 3.5, 4 and 4.5? No, 3.5, 3.75 and 4 millimeters. And they're all 4 inches. So yeah, and I really like that they have the sizes on the Chiagu needles. Can you see that? There we go. So yeah, it says small, which refers to the cable size. Chiagu 6, which I do not understand US sizes, and then 4 millimeters, which makes way more sense. Just use millimeters. Soz. Yeah, then I have these are my 9 millimeters. These are my 5.5. So I've also been doing some sewing. When this arrived, so it is a good little case, and this is the same case you'll get if you buy a set of interchangeable circulars, except I think it'll have the red stripe on it for the interchangeable circulars. And this side is all the small sizes that go in here. So it goes from 2.75 to 5 millimeters. And then the other side is if you buy the large set, and it goes from 5.5 to 10 millimeters. And so it has little pockets for each particular size of needles. I could show you the large ones in there, but you know, I'm using them. And then, yeah, so, oops, I lost a needle. They also have mini sets, but they have a different type of case. And they've recently released mini sets that are like just maybe like 2 or 3 inches long, I think. And they are for like, you can make like, so I always have my circular, my 9-inch circulars, but they're fixed circulars. Whereas the set Chiagu has recently released is interchangeable circulars with cables and needles short enough that you can make 9-inch circulars, which is pretty cool. So it's like for knitting sleeves or socks. At the moment I'm not sure how I'm going to knit the sleeves on my jumper. Probably doing like the magic loop method, which makes sense in my head, but I haven't actually done it before. Yeah, I really like my Chiagu. The thing is though, so it has specific slots for all the needles, and then it has a pocket at the front. I know some people put their cables in this pocket that's at the front, but I kind of was like, didn't want to just shove all of them in that pocket because I have a few already, different sizes. And then I've got this little set that has like some stitch markers in there and these T-pins that you use to tighten it, and hearts so they don't all come undone. Like that's as in your cable doesn't come off your needle. So I was like, well, I don't want to put all my cables in there. So I sewed a little pouch for my cables, and I'm so surprised this worked. So I've got like a few layers of fabric in there, and so this back one is little, like it's got like kind of like 4 little pouches. So the back one I can put all the large cables in. The next size I've got a small cable in there, and then the next little pocket I've got a mini cable, and then this front one, in front of the front piece of fabric, I can put my 9-inch circulars in when I'm done with the socks, which will probably be a long time away. Yeah, so I've got this little pouch, little segments for all my cables, and it fits inside my Chiagu circular, interchangeable circular case. So that's fun. I could just put them in this front pocket, but I really am really happy with how that case turned out. But I recently learned, apparently, if you've caked up yarn like this and you're not going to use it straight away, it's not really best for the yarn, like the fibers or something are under tension, so they kind of, I don't know, it's just not great. They're tense. You don't want to be tense, do you? So I re-skeined some of the yarn I have that I've skeined up, like especially leftovers from my blur. So this, you can see, was this colour from Circus Tonic Handmade. And so this is maybe like 60 or 70 grams or something. I didn't use that much of this colour. I can use it for something else later, but now I've skeined up a little hank. I just kind of wrapped it around my yarn swift, spun that around, and had this in a bowl on the floor. Well, had the cake in a bowl on the floor, and yeah, did that. So he's like, look at this one. It's so cute. It's a bit lighter than in real life than it's coming up on the camera. But yeah, that's the two little 50 gram skeins I had from Mahogany Turtle Fibers. And just in there. This was my first colour, what's left over, which is still a fair bit, right? Mustn't have used much of that. I had also skeined up this yarn that I got for Christmas. It's 100% alpaca, so I re-skeined that. And then I did some like tiny little ones. They're not that great, but they're pretty cute. And then this is the teeny tiny bit of yarn I have left from the last colour in my blur. I managed to get it into, it's not even really a hank, or I don't know. It's just very cute though. And this yarn is from Circus Tonic Handmade as well. Well, she's currently on holidays, but definitely when she's back, make sure you check out her Etsy. Well, and I mean now check out her Instagram, because she has just gorgeous kind of tonal semi-solid yarns. And I really love the colours in it. I'm not really picking up those colours in that one. But this is also hers. This one you can kind of see has, oh there we go. Multiple kind of shades of purple. There's kind of a more royal purple maybe, and some lighter purples. Still not quite showing the right colours, but you get the idea with the multiple colours. The last thing I want to talk about is another crochet along. I'm a sucker for crochet alongs, and this one involves mini skeins, and I couldn't help myself. So last week scrolling through Instagram, I found this one is a crochet along run by the Crochet Project, and it is a mystery crochet along. And so what that means is you have to buy your yarn and buy the pattern, and you don't even know what the finished item will look like. So that's a little bit scary, but the yarn looks lovely, and the Crochet Project has done some beautiful shawls before. This one's a shawl as well, and I had a look. Actually, once you download it, you can see the dimensions, and I was a bit concerned it was going to be a deep shawl, like that's kind of long but like also really deep, which I'm not that big of a fan of. One of the first shawls I made was like this kind of really deep V, and it's really awkward to wear it. But yeah, the Crochet Project doesn't do many like that. They do a lot of shawls, so they have a couple of books with a few, maybe like 4 to 6 shawl patterns in them. Anyway, I found this one is called the Skimming Stones Mystery Cowl, and it's starting, I believe, on the 20th of June. And yes, it's very exciting. And so their yarn, it's fingering weight yarn on a 4mm hook, and it's 4 mini skeins and then one 100 gram skein. And so I am using these 4 mini skeins. These ones are from Beck, Handmade Beck. Her yarn dyeing business is Saltwater Yarns. I've mentioned her a million times before because I just love her colours. And these ones are cashmere and merino blend, which is really lovely. I love the tonal semi-solid sort of look. So yeah, I like nearly ordered some yarn online on Friday night for this crochet along. But I just wasn't, the yarn packs that I really liked were sold out, and so then I was like not totally committed on buying the yarn pack that I wasn't loving, but I still liked. They're all beautiful, because they've got their Crochet Project has lined up a couple of dyers that have dyed yarns packs specifically for this mystery cowl. So I almost ordered some, but then also I do like to get my hand dyed yarn from Australian dyers. I mean, obviously it saves on postage as well, but I'm supporting Australian business. which Australian small business is becoming a little bit more difficult at the moment because they are making, they're introducing a 10% GST that you have to do for online stuff, and that makes it more difficult for many reasons. I mean, we're going to be blocked from regular Amazon. We have to use Australian Amazon, which has much less stuff on it. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, supporting Australian small business is something I love, especially when it comes to yarn. So yeah, this is gorgeous. And I messaged Beck the other day, and she's planning on doing some more yarn dyeing and drying and listing on her website this week. So I'm wanting to get a 100 gram skein of like a pale grey kind of tonal semi-solid to go with these, and hopefully that will look really nice. Just like, yeah, a nice grey with some pops of colour in it, which is kind of similar to some of the yarn packs I've seen online as well, so I think it'll work well. I think that's about it. So I've got one crochet project in the works, another one in the plans, and a million knitting projects. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this one today. We'll see. Anyway, I better get knitting. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. No, not according to my notes. I think that's everything. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. If you want to share any photos of what you're working on, if you want to share that with me, head over to our Ravelry group, Earl Crochet Community. And yeah, I have a thread that's like, what are you working on? And so yeah, if you'd love to share what you're working on with me, just head over there and post a photo, and I'd love to see it. Yeah. I kind of really want to change my middle name to Grace, because currently my initials are ERC, but if I change my middle name to Grace, my initials would be EGC, like Earl Grey Crochet. Bye!